Organization. Start this evening with the Pledge of Allegiance.
God, people, liberty, justice for all.
Thank you very much. Tonight, we're going to start. We have newly elected Judge Line with us to complete a few swearing in ceremonies, or as Bob would joke, as newly elected tax collector sworn at. So we're going to swear in and then swear at Bob. So first up, we'll have newly elected, or I should say re-elected Supervisor Brown.
Oh, okay. I guess they're. Looks like Laura is being sworn in, but I guess it's not on microphone.
Next, we have Supervisor Mark Pottinger. I don't know. Willetta, should we get a mic maybe for, can we get the mobile mic? Yeah, okay. We have some folks online. Yeah, I just want to make sure they could hear.
Test.
Here we go.
I, Mark Partiger,
I, Mark Pottinger,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
on this 5th day of January 2026
on this 5th day of January 2026
that I will support,
that I will support,
obey, and defend
obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and that I will, the laws of this Commonwealth,
the laws of this Commonwealth,
and this governmental subdivision,
and this governmental subdivision,
and that I will uphold,
and I will uphold,
obey,
obey,
enforce the law,
enforce the law,
and discharge the duties of my office with fidelity,
and discharge the duties of my office with fidelity,
without consideration to a person's race,
without consideration of a person's race,
color,
color,
sex,
Sex. Religious creed,
sexual orientation,
sexual orientation,
age,
age,
national origin,
national origin,
ancestry,
ancestry,
handicap, or disability
handicap, or disability
as board supervisor
as board supervisor
with the Silver Spring Township Board of Supervisors,
with the Silver Spring Township Board of Supervisors,
Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania.
Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania.
Next is newly elected tax collector Robert Cedar. There we go.
Good evening. Give you that. I, Robert Cedar,
I, Robert Cedar,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
on this 5th day of January 2026
on this 5th day of January 2026
that I will support,
that I will support,
obey, and defend
obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
the laws of this Commonwealth,
the laws of this Commonwealth,
and this governmental subdivision,
and this governmental subdivision,
and that I will uphold,
and that I will uphold,
obey,
obey,
enforce the law,
enforce the law,
and discharge the duties of my office,
and discharge the office of my duties. uh, uh,
discharge
Discharge the
duties
office of my office
with fidelity,
with fidelity,
without consideration to a
Without-
person's race,
without consideration to a person's race,
color,
color,
sex,
sex,
religious creed,
religious creed,
sexual orientation,
sexual orientation,
age,
age,
national origin,
national origin,
ancestry,
ancestry,
handicap, or disability
handicap, or disability
as tax collector
as a tax collector
with Silver Spring Township, Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania.
with Silver Spring Township, Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania.
Oh, nope, I'll take that. Thank you.
And last but not least, we have our auditor-elect, Kalpana.
Do you wish to use the Bible? Okay. Ready? I, Kalpana Daplapudi,
I, Kalpana Daplapudi,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
on this fifth day of January 2026
on this fifth day of January 2026
that I will support,
that I will support,
obey,
obey,
and defend the Constitution of the United States,
and defend the Constitution of United States,
the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
the laws of this Commonwealth,
the laws of this Commonwealth,
and this governmental subdivision,
and this governmental subdivision,
and that I will uphold,
and I'll uphold,
obey,
obey,
enforce the law,
enforce the law,
and discharge the duties of my office with fidelity,
and discharge my duties of the office at fidelity
without consideration
without consideration
to a person's race,
to a person's race,
color,
color,
sex,
sex,
religious creed,
religious creed,
sexual orientation,
sexual orientation,
age,
age,
national origin,
national origin,
ancestry,
ancestry,
handicap, or disability,
handicapped or disability,
as an elected auditor with Silver Spring Township,
as an elected auditor at Silver Spring Township,
Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania.
Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania.
Very good. Congratulations.
Congratulations, welcome to the U4, and thanks again, Judge Line, for joining us this evening. Okay, with that, we'll move on then to reorganization items. First is appointment of a temporary chair. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to appoint Carl Mockmer as the temporary chair of the Board of Supervisors.
There's a motion on the table. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mark, second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, if any. That motion carries. We have adoption of bylaws. Is there a motion?
I make a motion to adopt the official bylaws for the Silver Spring Township Board of Supervisors.
The motion on the table. Do we have a second?
Second.
Harry, second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, if any. That motion carries. We have adoption of rules of order. Is there a motion?
Make a motion to adopt the rules of order for Silver Spring Township Board of Supervisors.
Okay, we have a motion on the table. Do I have a second?
Second.
Harry, second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, if any. That motion carries. Reorganization of the board. So just as a reminder, we'll open nominations, we'll take nominations, we'll then move to close nominations. Just a bit of a reminder and a formality on that. And then we would take vote on any of those nominations. So with that, for office of chair, I would open nominations for that position.
I make a nomination for Carl Mockmer as chair of the Board of Supervisors.
Okay, any other nominations? Hearing none, I'll look for a motion to close nominations.
Motion to close nominations.
There's a motion on the table. Do we have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Mark, second. All in favor to close nominations, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, if any. That motion carries. And then we'll take the motion to move on the nomination that was made. Is there a motion?
I make a motion to elect Carl Mockamer as Chair of the Silver Spring Township Board of Supervisors to serve at the pleasure of the board and otherwise to expire on January 4th, 2027.
I have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mark second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, if any. That motion carries. We'll move on to Office of Vice Chair, and again, similar procedure. I'll open nominations for Vice Chair.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to, for Laura Brown to be vice chair as supervisor.
Okay, we have a nomination. Any others? Hearing none, then I'll look for a motion to close nominations.
I'll make a motion to close the nominations.
All those, sorry, we have a motion. Is there a second to close nominations?
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor to close, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, if any. That motion carries. And then finally, I'll look for a motion to elect the nominee. We're on, what is that, 2C, yeah.
Let's do- Oh. Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to elect Laura Brown as vice chair of Silver Spring Township Board of Supervisors to serve at the pleasure of the board and otherwise to expire on January 4th, 2027.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second? I'll second the motion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, if any.
Opposed.
Okay, that motion carries 4-1.
4-2.
I didn't hear your vote. 3-2. Okay, we'll move then to, well, I guess procedurally we could switch chairs if you guys want to. I don't know how yeah, probably not a big deal for now. Okay. We'll move on then to announcements and presentations. I do need to announce the executive session was held immediately prior to this meeting to discuss personnel, real estate acquisition, and then matters involving attorney-client privilege. Before we move to public comment, Supervisor Brown asked to make a statement.
I just had a couple of comments. There have been some recent posts on social media about the township that are misleading or false. I'd like to address a couple of those. First, regarding stormwater fees, one post claimed that our stormwater fees have increased effective January 1st. That is incorrect. Reading from my trash stormwater bill, which I received last Friday, it says very clearly, as per the township's contract with your trash removal provider, Penn Waste, the quarterly fees have increased effective January 1st, 2026. Stormwater fees remain at $27 per quarter for residential properties. Secondly, at the December Board of Supervisors meeting, a resident asked about secret meetings between our solicitor, our township manager, and data center developers. The resident referenced social media posts as the source of this information. Let me be clear. While our solicitor and township manager have both fielded calls from data center developers, just as they receive inquiries from other types of developers, their message to the data center developers has been that Silver Spring Township is not interested in having data centers built in the township. Both have also pointed out to these developers that we have a land preservation program and are focused on preserving farmland, not rezoning it for data centers. And that will continue to be the message conveyed to data center developers from our solicitor, our township manager, other staff, Mark, Carl, and myself. Silver Spring Township is not interested, full stop. That's all. Thank you, Carl.
Okay, thanks, Laura. We'll move now to public comment. If there's any, please come up. Make sure we have you speak into the mic. Good evening. Hang on, Sue. We might need to get the mic working for you.
Okay, so working now?
Got it.
Okay. Sue and Tom Miller, Southfield Crossing. I wasn't sure if I should present this tonight or on Wednesday, but in light of, you're talking about committees and reappointments and everything. I think it's timely. Um, we're here tonight, Tom and I, representing members of the new Kingstown Vision Committee. As you know, our founder and chairman has moved from the township, and our bylaws state that members must be residents of the township. We're aware of that. Kathy Pfeiffer founded this group about 18 years ago around her dining room table with the intent to make a difference in our community. Through the years, the group has helped with community cleanups. We've fought warehouses developments. We've assisted with a land preservation referendum, and we've helped to obtain, or Kathy mostly has helped to obtain that wonderful park in New Kingstown, Pottinger Park. Many other community projects. In addition, she helped to raise funds, which for our Main Street streetscape, which you know is now underway. Kathy personally obtained much of this funding, seeking funds from businesses locating to the community. We currently have a balance of about $300,000 in this account. It's being held by the township for the streetscape project and additional improvements to the park. The streetscape process has begun, and we're very proud to be here and celebrate what has been accomplished under Kathy's leadership. But it's possible that our committee will disband when this project is completed.
Oh, I love it.
It was
I'm
on,
sorry?
I think it was somebody online. Go ahead, sorry.
Okay. It's possible that our committee will disband when this project is completed, as there doesn't appear to be anyone willing to put in the time and energy to move the group forward. We are aware that there's at least one other committee in the township that allows members to live outside the township. So the policy in place for us is not really across the board here. You might want to implement a residential policy in fairness to all township committees. The Vision Committee is asking you to allow us to have Kathy remain in place for the immediate future until our funds are depleted and progress can be seen on the uptown streetscape. Our next meeting is on Thursday, and it would be a gift to us to have her leadership intact for now. Thank you.
Thanks, Sue. We'll probably comment on it further when we get to that item, but thank you, Tom and Sue. Other public comment?
I don't know how to raise my hand. Am I allowed to speak?
Go
Folks?
ahead, Ms. Rosen?
Oh, hey, thanks, guys. Really nice to see you, Mark. It is such a pleasure to see you as part of the board. Congratulations, and we welcome you with open arms. But Laura, I have a question for you. Was there a slip of the tongue when you said that myself, Mark, and Carl, we are objecting totally and completely to data centers? Are David and Harry not part of the board anymore?
No, I cannot speak for Dave and Harry. I've had those conversations with Carl and with Mark that we do not want to see any more rezoning of ag and rural land. I've had those conversations. Mark and I ran our campaigns on that. We had it in each of our mailings at our speeches, and Carl and I have had extensive discussions on this. I have not had those conversations with Harry and Dave, so I don't know if they feel the same way or not.
Well, why don't we consider having a conversation so we all can communicate and be a team? My suggestion. I also like to further, I have not been privy to any of this. I have recused myself after Vince attacked me for my RTKs, which were not excessive. So I've left myself. So all this Facebook stuff or social media stuff, there are some true facts. And, oh, Grace, please. After we did hear the meeting, you're telling me Ray Palmer, our township manager, is representing us with a solicitor in attorney-client privilege, based on what I'm reading, is not correct. If somebody comes, a developer, they need to come here and present. So they are meeting on a pre-planning situation. Again, we are spending an enormous amount of money on Mr. Schultz, a credible attorney. But why are we doing that? Come on, guys. We all need to work together and make this more transparent.
Rich, I completely agree with you about transparency, and I've been trying to do that. That's one reason I made the statement, because I thought facts were incorrect and I wanted the correct facts to be out
Well,
there.
they're not incorrect because Ray did meet with developers. We have facts on that. He met with developers, with the solicitor. So it's on recording. It doesn't matter. I mean, and but anyways, I'm back. And I'm pleased to be back. Mark, congratulations, welcome. Harry and David are part of the team. Will you please communicate with them? That's all I'm asking, and I thank you very much for your attention. Carl, congratulations on being chairman again. God bless all of you.
Okay, thanks, Rich. Anybody else online, Willita? Okay, final call in person. Any other public comment? All right, we'll keep moving then on to township appointments. Any discussion on these? I think we have, what, CapCog delegate and alternate that would need to be clarified, and then the PSATs voting and alternate voting delegate, I think are the only ones not listed.
Yeah, last year Harry was COG delegate, I was the alternate. And for PSAT, I was the delegate and he was the alternate as well, reverse. So I think we ought to just keep everything on that page the same, in my opinion.
Okay, any other comments or input on those appointments? If not, I'll look for a motion. We can take those if the board's comfortable all together as one section.
I'll make a motion that we approve the list of appointees from township manager down to vacancy board as listed and the to be determined as we just been brought up.
Dave made a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Harry, second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, if any. That motion carries. We have committee board appointments. And we did have the issue raised of a non-resident on New Kingstown. We could take that discussion at this point.
I'd like to respond to Sue. I understand your perspective. It is part of the resolution that you have to be a resident. So if you as a committee would like to see that changed in the resolution, I would suggest that you talk to our solicitor about modifying your resolution and bring that to the board. I mean, then we can vote on that. But I mean, Kathy can still attend the meetings. I mean, as a member of the public, she's still available to attend. I don't think that she would have to be an official member to be at the meetings and to contribute.
Well, couldn't we approve it with her on it contingent on their vote as a group to modify the bylaw?
I would think so. Ray, were you going to chime in on that?
Yeah, I mean, the only other option, right, everybody understands, right, is come with a revised bylaw and then put that in front of the board.
Or couldn't we approve it predicated upon them doing a vote to modify their bylaws? And then if they don't vote to modify it, then she's not on. Just vote predicated upon.
Yeah, I don't see any issue with that. Just then whatever we do, we just need to reflect it in the bylaws so you have it on the record, right? Yes, I think that's what Supervisor Lanker was suggesting, which is I think is a good option.
Yeah, your group would have to make a formal vote to modify your bylaw.
Yes.
And then confer with the manager or assistant manager with the solicitor that it was changed, and then like we can make that subject to the committee's approval of change of bylaws, and then that way if you do, she's on, that's my opinion, instead of coming back. Yeah.
Make our bylaws.
Yeah, I think they were back in the early 90s. Yeah, hey, Ray, can you give him a copy of the new bylaws?
Sure, more than happy to.
I would just ask that if there is a vote in that regard this evening, that the vote would be conditioned upon the approved bylaws.
Okay. Dave, if you were willing to make a motion on that section with that condition?
Okay, so are we going to do all the committees and then I can specifically call that one out?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, I will make a motion that we approve all the committee boards, all appointees listed with the exception of the planning commission, which will be determined later for the vacancy. And the vet committee, I believe there's vacancies. and that the New Kingston Vision include Kathy Pfeiffer to fill the vacancy listed, subject to the committee doing a formal vote to modify the bylaws to include individuals outside the municipality.
Okay, Dave moved on the committee appointments. Is there a second?
Second.
Harry, second. You moved and seconded, Dave?
No,
Oh, okay.
I'm not
All-
doing with, no.
I'm just kidding. Okay, all in favor then?
Dave wanted 2 votes.
Right, got it. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, if any, that motion carries. We'll move to committee liaison appointments. We have a few discussion items here, I believe. We did add zoning hearing board liaison. Believe Solicitor Schultz chimed in on that, Laura, correct?
Yeah, he said that that would be fine as long as we made sure that we were not in any way interfering with that board's functioning. There could still be a member of the Board of Supervisors there as a liaison.
Carl, I want
Yeah.
to bring something up. Back in 2010, when I got on the board, we had one. And around the end of 2010, we decided, I think it was, or 2011, to eliminate that due to the fact that things that occur at that hearing, if there's the township doing a contesting of it, there shouldn't be any testimony or any comments from a board member there as to what the township's position was, because we are the ones ultimately that do that. I'm wondering if we should be having that, because we had an issue back then.
I discussed it with Sean and he said that as long as there's no participation from the board member in the zoning hearing board meeting, offering opinions or advice or anything like that, just attending the meetings and perhaps giving a liaison report would be fine. In fact, they do that at the Carlisle Borough.
I'm just bringing up what we had happened before, since my tenure. We eliminated that position. Nancy, shame she's not here. She was on the board at the time, and we all agreed. So I'm just stating what we had happened before.
Okay, thanks, Dave. Other discussion items?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I'm interested in serving as the BAC and ZHB liaison.
Who? Which one?
The
Or the business advisor?
Business Advisory
And which
Committee.
other one?
and the Zoning Hearing Board.
Okay.
Did Nancy have pension, police pension, or is that you?
I had it, yeah.
Okay, you're gonna keep it?
I had that. I had land preservation. And I had one other, but I guess that's it.
Who had emergency management? Harry?
Yeah, I have that.
Ags, Laura?
New Kingstown is Harry, right?
Yes.
I'm sewer authority, just being on the board, CMP. Who's police pension, or rec advisory? Who's the rec advisory?
That's mine. I'm the Rocket liaison.
And vet is you, Laura?
Yes.
I think that's all of them then.
Okay, any
Oh.
other? Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to vote on the Planning Commission liaison position separately from the rest.
Okay, we could kind of treat that as like a consent agenda. If the board's comfortable, we could vote on the rest and then have further discussion on that item.
I'll make a motion to leave the other liaison positions as is with the addition of Mark as Business Advisory Council and Zoning Hearing Board liaison.
Okay, we have a motion excluding PC. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mark, second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, if any? Okay, that motion carries. And now we can discuss Planning Commission. Mark?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I'm aware that Laura has been requesting for some time to serve as the Planning Commission liaison, and I'd like to give her that opportunity.
Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that.
I don't like taking, I would not step on anybody else's shoes on any of their committees unless they were willing to give it up. I gave that to Harry. We had an understanding. If he gave it up, I was to have it back. Standing by that.
I don't know if anybody wants to comment on it.
Yeah, I'll comment on it. We had staff meet with the Trindle Spring Trade Center developers more than 30 times without their managers, Ray and Cheryl, knowing about these meetings, without myself, Carl, or Nancy knowing about those meetings. That is not appropriate for staff to be meeting directly with the developer. I think that's wrong. And I don't want to see stuff like that continue. That's why I want to be the Planning Commission liaison, because that is not going to happen under my watch.
That has nothing to do with being the liaison at the planning commission meetings. And for one, you better include me. I had no idea that there was meetings. So once again, you're speaking for three. You should check with the other people. However, the purpose of the liaison at the planning commission is in the event that there's an issue. Normally, you don't say a word. You sit there, and that is specifically for the meetings. That's not to be involved in staff business.
I'm not suggesting that I direct staff in any way. I'm suggesting that you are involved in what is going on. You know about meetings happening with developers and staff and the Planning Commission. You're in the loop and you know those things are happening. That's what I'm talking about, is being informed. Those things should not be happening behind closed doors. I'm not suggesting that I would, like I said, direct staff or interfere with staff. Ray is the manager. I trust him as the manager. But I think that as a supervisor, we should be making sure that residents are the people that are being served by this township. That residents should be our main concern.
I was the liaison probably for 8 or 9 years. All you get is a copy of the packets. You do not have any interaction with daily operations of staff. If that goes on, that is an issue that the township manager needs to address. That is not something the liaison is strictly for the meetings.
So the planning commission is there for the purpose of the residents. When they look at those, this is a question. When they look at those planning things, they take everything into consideration, just like the county does. They're there for the residents. Okay, so that is what, it has nothing to do with staff or anything like that.
Yeah, come on up, yeah.
Not what I just know that this was such contention last year, and I'm trying to alleviate all of that, and to find out what is the best person for that. So without it being such a contentious thing, I want to get you guys off on the right foot here, okay?
You should take chair here.
Well, I was asked why don't I consider running for board, and I like being the outsider because I like to do this, right? Challenge.
Maybe we'll switch one day.
But anyway, yeah, well, I doubt it. Not as long as my kids look. But anyway, so I just want it to be clear what the purpose of a supervisor liaison is for the planning commission.
It's probably part of the issue is it's not really defined. It's up to us to define a liaison, right? You know, like what is the role, what's expected?
Well, maybe that needs to be defined, maybe an intermittent, one until it's actually defined, because this takes up too much time. This back and forth and everything. So that's just, I mean, you guys don't get paid, so to speak, but the residents' time, everybody has to be considerate, including me right now talking, have to be considerate of everybody's time.
Yeah.
So,
I get it. Thanks, Christine. Any other input? I'm right in the middle on this. No matter which way I go, I upset somebody. I say that every year. So, I mean, I'm agreeing with you, Christine. It's been a sensitive topic for a number of years. I don't, yeah, I'm just thinking on it. I don't really feel, I think it's okay. I'm okay with giving Laura a shot at it. I think she did have some good ideas, though I do agree with Dave that, you know, when it comes to staff, that's not our place regardless of liaison position. And I've shared that with you. So I'm just sharing that again. So yeah, I'm just thinking out loud. I wish there was an easier way to diffuse this as well. It's always a tense topic that I really don't enjoy. So I'm just being open about that.
Well, give me a chance. Give me a chance to do it. And if at the end of this year, the rest of the board is not happy with what I've done and the planning commission's not happy with what I've done, then we can change that. Just give me an opportunity. That's what I'm asking for.
Okay, look for a motion.
Well, with that, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to appoint Laura as planning commission liaison.
Mark made a motion. Is there a second? I would go on a limb and second that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, if any?
Opposed.
Okay, that motion carries 3-2. We'll move on to holiday schedule. Is there a motion?
Make a motion to establish the following 2026 holiday schedule for non-bargaining township employees.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mark second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, if any? Motion carries. We have agreements for our emergency services. We can take these three together if the board's comfortable. Is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve the New Kingston Fire Company Agreement, Silver Spring Community Fire Company Agreement, and Silver Spring Ambulance and Rescue Association agreements.
Motion on the table. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Mark second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, if any? That motion carries. Under new business, we have fee schedule, signature cards. It's up to the board. We could take these all together unless there's any discussion or questions on these.
Carl, on the fee schedule, I had noted to Willetta, there were several typos, but the one I just wanted to point out was on page 3. The new number under escrow deposit was listed as 4,000, but there's a line drawn through it. So I just wanted to note that that needed to be corrected. But like I said, I've informed Willetta, so we could vote on this with corrections given or with the amendment.
Okay, sounds good. We should actually have some discussion on, I think, item 9. I think that's the only other thing, unless there was any other. Why don't we pull 9 if the board's comfortable? We could vote on 1 through 8, including Laura's correction.
Sure. I'll make a motion to approve new business items 1 through 8 with the amended changes to the fee schedule I mentioned.
A motion on the table. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Mark second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, if any? That motion carries. The last item is a discussion. This was on Piper Lane. We had a memo on this. Ray, did you want to brief on it?
Yeah, so Supervisor Linker, I know you had an inquiry for the staff. I wanted to follow up with you. So for us to make a change at that intersection would require, obviously, PennDOT's approval for a permit. To have that permit, we have to provide analysis and whether or not that would warrant the suggestion made. HRG currently does not believe that it may warrant it. However, we obviously can go through the analysis. It'll probably be somewhere between $3,000 and $5,000 worth of analysis permits to find out whether they will or will not agree to move forward. If they do move forward, There's an amount listed there that we received from Signal Services, and HRG confirmed to make the change at Pfeiffer Lane.
And it was like 30,000. How come doing it the other way was only 10,000 when we got a price at time?
I can't answer that, Supervisor Lanker. I don't know the answer.
And why didn't, when we had the other side, why didn't we piggyback with the developer that we could have?
My understanding is at the time, the permit didn't warrant to make that change. That's my understanding. So we have a couple options. One is, as is. Two, spend some money for a permit warrant analysis, to see whether or not it warrants it. And if it does warrant it, that there'll be an additional expense for, the change.
Sheets' project, there's no alteration to the intersection.
That is correct. There is none.
Eventually, there will be, sure, depending on issues, that would be corrected at that point. If that comes to fruition.
Yeah, I don't know if I can say that answer. I don't know if I have an answer for that.
Because they would have to do intersection improvements at that point, I would think.
I wanted to follow up with your request. I just wanted to make sure you knew what was available.
What's the current, it's a stop sign currently?
It's the traffic signal on 114.
No, I know where we're at. I'm just saying, is there any light facing, it'd be east coming out of Pfeiffer now, or is it a stop sign?
It's not for Pfeiffer, it's for 114 eastbound. You come
Right.
to it, the setback because of the off tracking of the trucks, their turning template.
Right.
You're back like 75 feet. So there's no arrow cycle there. It's green light and busy times of day. It's
Oh, left, you're saying off of
Make it,
one?
I'm sorry,
Okay,
let's make a left
Got it.
into Pfeiffer
I
Lane.
got it now.
it was a poor, I mean, I know why they designed it that way. They had to because of truck turning
Yeah.
movements, but
Well, I thought sorry, I'm interrupt,
Yeah. I thought.
just
we
a comment, the
taken care of-
PennDOT, I believe, in the memo, it literally stated that it's expected that turn would happen on yellow, which
This is a safety hazard.
I'm like, I was just shocked to read that. It's actually encouraging a quick movement on yellow or after yellow,
It's
right?
red Because
Right.
people run through there yellow. I've seen
Yeah.
it. Those people have a heck of a time. It's not that has a high traffic count. It's when it does occur, especially like rush hour, early morning, evening.
Or
traffic,
evening traffic is probably one of the big ones
it
at
is
evening.
down.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's in front of the board.
I say hold till we find out what happens, and then if it doesn't happen, then we tackle that.
Okay.
That's a lot of money.
I just wanted to follow up because I know it was a request.
Yeah, I was under the understanding whenever the developer talked about as part of the intersection improvements, that it was gonna be both east and west, not just people headed westbound turning left on Mexico, so.
Okay. Any other comments?
Yeah, just my comment on that is, with all the projects that we have in the township, there's 6 houses, I think, on Pfeiffer Lane. I just don't feel that 33,000 is justified at this time, to pay for that. So I just think if there's some development that can go on, that we can get a developer to pay for this light, then I'd be for it. But have the taxpayers pay for this, I'm opposed.
Okay, I think we'll hold for now unless anybody else feels strongly in a different way. Okay, thanks, Ray, well, we're all good. I think we're gonna hold on it.
Yep.
Okay. Did you guys have anything else on it?
No, we're
Okay.
good. Thank you very much.
Okay, we'll look to close out then with supervisor and staff comments. Willetta? You're welcome. Thanks for being here and everything you do for us. Let's see, Glenn? Thanks, Glenn. Lieutenant Chief?
I just don't want to miss an opportunity to wish Willetta happy birthday from a few days ago, since we weren't here. 29, one more time.
Thanks, Chief. Mr. Fisher sitting in for Solicitor Schultz.
On behalf of Sean and our firm, I appreciate everything that we get to help this township with, so thank you.
Great, thank you. Ray?
Nothing at this time. Thank you.
Cheryl? Supervisor Brown?
I just wanted to make a fairly quick statement about preservation of the Rodabaugh Farms. Last Tuesday, December 30th, we finalized the preservation of the Mervyn Rodabaugh Farms on Green Hill Road and North Locust Point Road. These two farms, totaling more than 260 acres, are now permanently protected from development and will remain farms in perpetuity. The township invested just under $1.9 million from the Land Preservation Fund to protect this land. During the preservation process, Mr. Rodabaugh received an offer from a data center developer worth more than 8 times what the township paid him. He chose to turn it down because he did not want to see his land or his family's legacy destroyed. That decision was extraordinary, and I am deeply grateful for it. Had Mr. Rodabaugh chosen to sell instead, the developer would have been required to come before this board to request rezoning of agricultural land to allow a data center. Preventing that outcome is one of the reasons Mark and I worked so hard during last year's campaign to ensure this board would not rezone agricultural land for data centers. I can clearly state that as long as Mark Carl and I serve on this board, Silver Spring Township will not be rezoning agricultural or rural land for data centers, warehouses, or subdivisions. Thanks.
Okay, thanks, Laura. Mr. Pottinger?
Yes. I would like to thank everyone for coming out tonight. I am humbled and grateful to all the residents who are supporting and trusting me to represent them. I want to promote full transparency in everything that is going on in the township. I also want to take a proactive approach in governing. It is always better to get out in front of problems and issues rather than reacting to them. And I base my decisions on being informed of all the facts and then applying common sense. I am looking forward to working with all the residents of the township, and I am optimistic that with our talented township staff and my fellow supervisors and our volunteers, that we can keep and make Silver Spring Township a great place to live and raise a family. Thank you.
Thanks, Mark. Supervisor Cutsmore?
Yeah, going back to data centers, some time ago when that came up, I did mention the environmental impact, energy consumption. And I think I probably noted that data centers are energy intensive facilities, drawing from between several megawatts as well as 100 megawatts per campus. And at that time, I also listed the environmental impacts of the water consumption for cooling technologies. So if you want to go back and find out what I said about data centers, at that point, I really, I was doing some research into data centers, and I found out that a lot of the data centers across the country, a lot of the people were concerned about the water consumption and the grid problems that data centers had. So if anyone on the board or in the audience want to find out what I said, you can go back to the past supervisors meetings. Other than that, no one ever talked to me about it. So we're going to be a board. We need 5 people. We don't need 3. And that's all I have.
Okay, thanks, Harry. Mr. Lankert?
Ray, question for you.
Yes.
And or Cheryl, how did we make out with the audit from the audiovisual company that came in and looked at things? Is there anything we can do to help
Yeah, absolutely. So we're actually going to take a phased approach. We'll be meeting in the next couple weeks to move forward with going into phase one. It'll be to put a new amplifier in that'll be digitalized instead of the old dinosaur we have now.
We using that firm to help us.
Yeah, the one that you had recommended, they are co-stars. They really understand the municipalities around us. So in the next couple weeks, we'll be meeting to come up with a game plan of the changes we'll be making.
Yeah, they said originally when this building was done that they had quoted it, but the company that was the low bidder went with like a generic, like novice type setup, and that was, the concern, that I had, that we, like, if we're gonna do something, and also we know that we have this building probably a finite amount of time, not to go overboard too, to try to.
Yeah, and that's why we're gonna do a phased approach. They think there's some things that we can do immediately that's gonna improve a lot. If we see we need to do more, then we'll go into phase two. But that way, we're not gonna overspend, but anything that we do complete, we'll be able to take with us if we ever do move to a different location.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Thanks for checking that out.
Absolutely.
Also, in response to the statement by Ms. Brown, I think people that know me, with the exception of probably the rezone for the quarry, which is a natural resource that we need for the area to actually reduce truck traffic from them importing stone, I believe I have not voted for any zoning change from ag to industrial since I've been on the board since 2010. I don't think there's been a tract that has been rezoned with the exception of the quarries. So I want to put that out there because it seems like there are stories that go around from certain individuals that certain board members are in favor of industrial. I believe that if the ground has been zoned that's one thing, but if it's ag ground, if there's anybody sitting on this board that has any ties to a lot of the farm ground here, I would think it would be me through my childhood growing up helping on, which was a lot of the relatives' farms. So there's any misinformation that I'm not for the ag way of life, that's the farthest from the truth. So.
Okay, thanks, Dave. Anything else? Anything else, Dave? Okay, good. Okay, sounds good. A couple things I want to share. This has been announced, maybe not officially, but somewhat officially. And some of you may know this, but we were fortunate to receive a $1 million grant through the LSA program. That was announced just a couple weeks ago, or maybe a week or two ago. And that is for the Woods Drive intersection and then the road work that we're going to be faced with this year. So if you have a chance, please thank Senator Rothman and Representative Kutz. They were instrumental in receiving that. So I just want to share that. We're grateful for that. That's a tremendous step in moving that project forward. Want to say welcome and thank you to those that threw their hat in the ring. A few of you are still here. Thank you. Congratulations, and I look forward to you guys serving the residents alongside of us. So thanks for sticking around, and hopefully you're not sworn at too hard this year, Bob. So, right. And that's all I think I had to share. Anything else from staff? Final words from the board? Any objection to adjournment? We are then adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Have a great evening.
Freedom.